everybody. Welcome to Lady Boss Mamas. I'm Molly Chanson, and I am here today talking with another wonderful Lady Boss Mama that was a referral for us, for me and my co-host Laura Kyttanen. My business is called Solma. It's a clothing line and inspirational community for women and moms. And I have two boys. Bennett is 9 and Andrew is 7. So Bijal, welcome, and thank you for taking time today. Can you tell me a little bit about your business and your family?
Sure. Thanks so much for having me, Molly, and your entire team. So I am a fashion designer for Indian Couture. So what that means is I design clothes for men's fashion, Indian, as well as a fusion line, and also for women and kids. I have about 6 production teams based in India, London, and soon enough in Dubai. So that's a really awesome team that I have that's allowed me to be a mom as well as have my own business. The mom side of my life, I am a new mom of 4 now. I just had my youngest, Bijal Vohra, last week actually, and healthy baby boy. So now I have 3 boys and 1 little girl. My oldest is 3. I have twins that are 2 years old. And then, of course, young Braden, as of last week, is just a week and a half old. And yeah, it's been great. My husband and I both, I think, are a great team to be managing, both our careers as well as our family. So.
This month, our theme is action, and I'm so glad we're talking with you when we have, this theme because, well, first of all, what do you think of when someone says that word action? What comes to mind?
I mean, I think action means a doer. There's it's black and white. There's 2 people that are out there. There's someone that sits back and just kind of sits back and enjoys the ride, and there's someone that gets up and is a doer. And if I did have to describe myself and my personality, I would say I'm a doer. Like, I definitely think of what I want to do tomorrow. Even if I'm sitting here, I just had a baby, like I can't sit still. Like I just came back from being on the golf course with my husband for an hour. And I didn't know I was going to be doing that like an hour, 2 hours before that. So, I'm definitely one that takes advantage of everything in life and I bring my kids along for the ride. I mean, they've definitely been on an adventure. They do everything that we do. Our motto in life is to have our kids be a part of our life, as much as we can without revolving our life around the children. Just because after having so many, one thing that I've learned is that they're constantly changing, and trying to catch up to their adapting needs is we're never gonna catch up. They're always changing. They always have something new going on. But with us, we have at least a little bit of a structure. We know if we're going on a trip, we know what's ahead of us. So bringing them into our adventurous life is a little bit easier for us to manage, and we're still having fun doing it. And then they also adapt to our lifestyle and the pace and just kind of whatever comes with that. So that's kind of our motto, and it's been working for us so far with 4 under 3.
I love that. Well, it's like really like operating like a team and like a full unit where it all works together because you're not separating like this is the family life, this is the business life, this is our relationship life. It's like this is us.
Yeah. It is like This Is Us. I don't know if you guys watch that show, but we watch it really closely, and we relate, of course, to the family with the triplets, and it feels like we have like quadruplets now, and just because they're all in the same stage of life, except there's different degrees of talking.
Mm-hmm. No, I can imagine. Yes. I mean, I can't really, but yes, I would say you might as well just have had like 4 all at once. How have the 4 kids affected your business in terms of, positive, negative, or just in general? I don't like to think in terms of like something's good or bad, but What's the effect?
That's a great question. That's a great question. I actually have been blessed with having a lot of different careers and opportunities throughout my life. So I was a cultural Indian dancer for many years. My degree is in finance and international marketing. So I worked in finance and marketing for like 8 years. And then I worked for an Indian TV show as a host. And I was able to do that while I was in finance because of the flexibility. So when I became a new mother of one 4 years ago, I wasn't able to work in New York City as often because of the commute, and a lot of the terms have changed. So I decided that I wanted to leave that and be a mom. But then when I was pregnant with my first, I decided that I still needed to do something that was passionate to me. So that's actually why I started designing. And this was always a passion that I thought I really couldn't do because I had this finance and marketing degree and I had to do what I went to school for. And I was able this time with the baby to follow my passion. And ever since, every child somehow has been a catalyst to a new opportunity in my profession, both personally and professionally. So in my line, like every year, just when I'm like, okay, I'm pregnant with the first, okay, I started my business. Then I got pregnant with twins, just like the year after. So, and then I was on bed rest for 5 months. So all these things with the complications of the pregnancy, I in my head, I was like, I'm not going to be able to do this. Like, I'm going to have to take a break. And that's what I was preparing myself for. The minute I had the babies, I did a fashion show, my first fashion show at Fashion Week 2 months later. So I just waited for the babies to get immunized. So I felt comfortable leaving them. And then I had a fashion show in New York City with over 400 people. So it was quite amazing. And then right after having Braden, I had Braden last week, same thing. Now I'm planning a kids fashion show in September. So I would have never imagined myself, to grow so much in my career after having the babies. I thought it would be a little bit of a slowdown, but it's actually the opposite. I know what it's like to have the babies and the physical challenges as well as the emotional. And so I almost prepare myself and go that much further in my career. So even this year, before I had the kids, before I had Braden, I told myself and my husband that I wanted to go global. I was like, this is the year I want to go global. And so he's like, well, how do you achieve that? I was like, well, India is another target market for me. So I'm going to go to India. So I basically, at 7 months pregnant, right before I couldn't travel, because you can't travel around 8 months, I went to India by myself. I went for exactly 5 days, which is like the shortest amount of time anyone really goes. It's like a 15 to 16-hour flight. And I went 7 months pregnant. I did 2 photo shoots back to back. I was so productive just because I knew I had very little time and I knew what I had to achieve. And so this year, before I had Braden, I'm global. So it's amazing. I would never have thought that I could just get on a plane. I haven't gone to India in 6 years. Mm-hmm. And here I was with my business. I met my team who I've been working with this entire time, and I've been just like Skyping them and WhatsApping. And so I've only been growing with the babies. Not to say I'm going to have any more for growth, but it's definitely been a positive influence.
I love that. Starting with like the first one of like you're pregnant and you have the baby, and then it's the first time that you actually, and then you started your business. That's what happened to me too. I started my business when I was on maternity leave with my first, is when like the idea started coming.
I'm glad that you understand, because I think a lot of people, especially on social media, the younger generation, fear this. They fear that they won't have a career or a love life if they have a family, and or just even a leisurely life. And I think it's good that you're a role model for that. And I, if, at least for your industry, and we have a similar industry. I think the more that we can show people that you can balance it all, and it really comes from within. And also things can happen at their own pace. It's not like things are running away from you. You can still prioritize, and it doesn't have to, nothing has to be so immediate. It can still happen at your home, and you can still be so successful. So
tell me a little bit about, before we end here, tell me a little bit about the inspiration for your clothing line, and where people can find you and what you're doing next.
So the inspiration behind the clothing line is actually clients, is actually people. When I started the business, I wanted to make sure that we designed clothes for people of all sizes that made them feel beautiful inside and out. And that's why all of my line is custom wear. So I actually take the time to get on the phone or to meet clients, understand their personality, things they like about their body, things they don't like. And they actually are candid with me. And then we design according to what makes them feel really good. And with high quality Indian fabrics, which is what I use, they're timeless pieces. And because everything is custom, it's all found on social media. So if someone comes to me and says, I like these 3 outfits, but I like a little bit of each, we're able to design that together. So nothing is cookie cutter. It's all originals. I don't make the same outfit twice, so that person feels like they have something that's their own and that they need, that fits their lifestyle and personality. And this is like, my clients have been anywhere from breast cancer patients to new moms, to breastfeeding moms that need a convenience in their clothes. So we really think of everything, and being a mom that understands what babies need, what kids need, what husbands need, as well as what new moms or just girls need. I feel like it's nice to be able to be familiar with every type of client because of having my own experience. Mm-hmm. And yeah, you can contact me on social media. So the Instagram hold is Stylush Couture. So STYLUSH Couture. And I'm on Facebook, I'm on Instagram. I do a lot of collaborations with people around the world. So recently I started a empowerment campaign called A Style for Every Story. So I found Indian game changers from around the world that are doing, just really interesting things. Be a CEO of a pharma company, but that are Indian and that are females or males. And so I basically have them wear stylish wear, and then I do an entire story on them, just talking about their inspiration and advice they have for the next generation. I think that's really powerful and needed across all industries, which is mm-hmm. why I've traveled the world to do this campaign. So it's another way for me to market my brand and also show what the brand really means. It's custom, it's personal, and it's of the modern Indian or Pakistani or whoever wants to wear the Indian clothes, but it's for the modern day man or woman.
I love that this is like all the lady boss mamas we talk to. It's, you embody your brand. So thank you so much for talking with me and being here. And I'm glad Curvy recommended you. Laura and I are joking that this is the month of Curvy. Like, we're talking to all her connections. So it's really fun. And I love what you're doing. I think it's great.
Thank you so much, Molly. I'm glad that I had the opportunity to talk with you and build a relationship. We're friends now, even, whenever you come to New York. I know you're in Chicago. And I look forward to seeing how our relationship grows over time.
I am too. Thank you so much. Perfect.
Thanks again. All right. Talk to you later.
Okay. Talk to you later. Bye.